Hello everybody, you have tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover virtually any aspect of making a murderer. I go over the evidence, the documents, the photos. So if you like, stay tuned, and in the future I'll have many more videos besides the one you're about to see. Hello everybody, we're back here today kind of doing a little bit of a follow-up on one of the dispatch calls I posted the other day. The very first one that I posted was about, it was a gentleman calling in to dispatch saying that a friend of his, an elderly gentleman friend of his, had seen the RAV4, thought he had, and that the news, the press had shown up and were talking to him, and I guess the whole situation weirded him out. And it's in the call, you can hear it, and then you can even at one point hear the gentleman that called dispatch, who is not the gentleman who saw the RAV4, but he's standing next to the gentleman that saw the RAV4, and you can hear them talking, and you can really hear in the gentleman that saw the RAV4, there's some kind of a fear or something. He's afraid of something, because he is now afraid that the press has come and talked to him about this RAV4 that he believes he saw that he believes was Teresa's. Or at least he believed at one point that it was Teresa's. So it's unclear of what this guy actually believes, but we're going to go over why, number one, why he could have been easily convinced it wasn't Teresa's, and we're going to go into a few things here. But here's something interesting. That gentleman, that elderly gentleman from the phone call that saw the RAV4, well, that is, you guys may have seen one of my other videos and heard about Mr. Conkey, who saw a RAV4 in a turnabout in Mishicot, facing east, with a bullet hole in the windshield, what looked like, well, a hole in the windshield and another hole in the driver's side window. So I guess he saw it, and he thought he must have said something to somebody, and somehow it ended up getting back to the press, and they show up and they start asking him questions about it, and he gets kind of freaked out, and then his friend calls into Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department dispatch, and he's looking to have an officer talk to Mr. Conkey and calm him down, because he's really wigged out by the whole thing. Well, first question is why is he so wigged out? You saw a RAV4, dude. What are you worried about? It's not necessarily Teresa's. I mean, I think it probably was, but you know, the fact of the matter is you just said you just saw a car, dude. What are you afraid of? It's what's more is going on there to cause him fear like that, because he's saying things like, "Oh, I didn't know," and like panicky. It's really strange. So what I'm going to show you first here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the police report made, filled out, and then we're going to go over the parts of the call again, and I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about, how odd, the little bit of oddities that go along with this. So in terms of the fact that there's I hate to say it, but another color discrepancy. Sorry. So we're going to go into that right now. Okay, so this is the statement of a Mr. Conkey, which you may remember from an earlier video. On Saturday, 1/21/06 at 13:42 hours, dispatch contacted me and advised me to give Irvin Conkey a telephone call, as he does not have long distance. Conkey advised me that he saw a unit parked in a turnabout or a turnaround in Mishicot, just west of Mishicot, on Thursday, 11/4/05. He stated the vehicle was parked facing east and that he observed a large hole in the windshield as well as a large hole in the driver's side window. Conkey stated when he heard about Halbach's vehicle missing, he thought perhaps this was the one. So we'll stop there and we'll come back to the last bit. Okay, so there we have a report saying that, that Mr. Conkey saw a RAV4 parked in the turnaround, whatever they call it, facing east with large holes in the windshield and the driver's side window. So I mean, I gotta believe that this is Teresa's vehicle. It's, I don't know, unless unless this is the proof that they're looking for the wrong person. Maybe Wisconsin had like a RAV4 killer going around. Who knows? I mean, it's just odd. At the same time that Teresa and her RAV4 are unknown whereabouts, essentially. And there's this RAV4 with suspicious holes in the windshield and driver's window. So, I don't know. It's strange. This is obviously why the news heard about it and went, oh, we need to go talk to that guy. And so now, before we go into the final part of that document, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at the call a little bit right now. We're gonna just see some of the things that happened in the call, so that we can gauge really the level of, let's just say, apprehensiveness of Mr. Conkey after being questioned by the press. So we're gonna go through some of these and then listen to some of the bits. And for anybody who is wanting to hear the whole thing, I will leave the link to the full call down below in the info, so that you can go over there, you can go jump in and you can listen to that whole call if you want. But I'm just going to kind of take some of the segments of the call right now that pertain to what we're looking at here at the moment. So
my neighbor upstairs, he was doing some roofing on a Mishkat last week, I think it was, and he said he thought he seen that car, and he wondered, he was telling that over at work. Channel 11 just came to talk to him.
What are we talking about here? What car?
Hallberg's car. He thought maybe you were just talking back and forth to guys. Channel 11 came and interviewed him. Now he's all shook to hell.
Now he's going what?
Now he's all shook. You hear what the hell to do now? If you got somebody, can come and talk to him and
this next part happens when the dispatcher steps away for a second.
Okay. We'll find out in a minute. I didn't know. The thing is,
well, I know. I didn't want you. I didn't. What it would be.
I told you that.
Came up there. I didn't know what to do.
I told you that.
One of those guys must have said something.
Yeah, but he just wanted to know what the hell he should do here. He's all, I'll let you, he's right here. Hello?
Okay, so a couple things here. Did anybody happen to notice the date on the police report? The investigation report? January 21st. Okay, now, did you just hear in that call? This call came into dispatch about a week after the 4th. So we're looking at November 11th or 12th that this call came in. Okay. They waited 2 months to follow up on it. I mean, that's pretty weird. But I don't get it. That's a long time. I mean, if they didn't deem it necessary to go talk to him on November 12th, only by phone, and not really get a statement from him, why did they suddenly deem that it was necessary on January 21st? I don't know. Just something that seems a little bit strange for the 2-month gap. Odd. So, now we're going to move into the final part of that report. And this is where it gets interesting, folks, because if you've watched my other video that deals with the suspiciousness of the fact that there is a lot of disagreement on what color this RAV4 was. Right. Okay. So, here's the thing. You're going to see in this last segment that he's basically going to be saying that the RAV4 doesn't look like the one he saw on TV. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at that last part of the statement. We'll come back and we'll finish up. All right, so you folks see up there at the top, January 21st, 2006. So now we'll move down to the bottom there. Okay, we know that he originally thought it was Hallbach's car. He he at least had a strong feeling it was hers. But then the press comes and talks to him, and suddenly he gets scared. Pretty scared. I don't understand exactly why, but, well, unless he was afraid of law enforcement getting mad because he was talking to the press. It's the only one that really makes sense to me. But then at the bottom here it says, the one on television was not the same color. He further indicated the vehicle shown on television as a result of the preliminary hearing did not seem to be the same unit. Well, that's because the one that they were showing on television was green. So, okay, folks? So this is what I'm talking about. This is the one they were showing on the news. This RAV4 is evergreen. It is a dark green, no doubt about it. So if Conky was looking at this one, saying no, it didn't match, well, that's because he was probably looking at a blue one like was found on the salvage yard. Not this mysterious green one that somehow, I don't know how everybody in her whole family thought was green when it was actually blue. But I think we can fully understand now how Conky could be confused that the one he saw didn't match the one he saw on TV, because this one is clearly green and the one that was found on the salvage yard was clearly blue. So that's where I believe that is where they could have convinced him that what he saw was nothing, because it didn't match the one that they were showing on TV. So I, for one, would be highly interested in talking to Mr. Conky and you know, hearing him explain what he saw or what he thought he saw. Because, I mean, number one, I'd love to know what color he felt that he saw. Number two, I'd love to know more about these holes in the windshield and in the driver's window. I mean, this is just highly curious. You know, what is this RAV4? Where is this RAV4 from? Who did it belong to? Did anybody seriously look into it? Or is it Teresa's? And did it eventually end up getting moved to the salvage yard to implicate Steven? So that's about it for this video, folks. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see ya.